Hello Pokemon fans, I'm Keldeo here, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite starters. Now, I'm not talking about last forms or basing them off of last forms. I'm talking about only their first evolution, their very first basic stage. Now, there are a lot of cool starters out there, and there are some starters that, I don't know, I wish they weren't here sometimes. But I'm going to say my favorites and leave the rest to awesomeness. Alright, let's start off with my favorite Kanto starter, and that would have to be Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. My very first Pokemon game was in fact Fire Red version, and when I first got it, I had to choose the lizard Pokemon. I mean, just look at this picture. Isn't Charmander just amazing? Couldn't you imagine this Pokemon by your side all the time if Pokemon was real? I sure could. That's my starter I would choose. Another thing I like about Charmander would be his shiny sprite. His shiny sprite is shown as gold, and I just think that's amazing. I know when it becomes Charizard, it loses the gold and becomes black, but could you imagine a golden Charizard? I would keep it golden if I were you, Game Freak. Then my favorite Johto starter would be, in fact, Totodile. Now, Totodile is just plain awesome. I mean, who would deny the fact of an alligator Pokemon is awesome? I sure wouldn't. An alligator Pokemon that you can get at the beginning of the game. Totodile is amazing! Alright, my favorite starter of Hoenn should obviously be Treecko. Now, Treecko is just plain amazing. Look at him! He's a gecko, and I love lizards. Just like as you saw with my Charmander. Except he's a different type of lizard, and I just think he's awesome. I mean, look at this picture in the anime. It makes him look like he's shining down. And to me, I think it's the same exact thing. Thank you, Treecko! His shiny graphics are cool as well. Everything about Treecko is amazing. Well, I guess that would mean my favorite Sinnoh Starter would have to be, without a doubt, Chimchar. Now, Chimchar, I'll give you a hint, is in fact my favorite starter of all time. He is awesome and adorable at the same time. I love Chimchar, no matter what. It sure would make me shout for joy if this Pokemon became my starter Pokemon. But the horrible part about it is, this Pokemon was once owned by a horrible trainer in the anime. Paul, the most abusive jerk face in the whole world. He owned Chimchar back in the beginning days of Ash's Sinnoh journey. And whenever Chimchar lost, he called it weak and pathetic, and he would never stop insulting it, until one day Chimchar lost too many times and he abandoned it out in the streets. Luckily, Ash found it, and it became Ash's partner. Alright, next up is my favorite Univa starter, which would have to be Snivy, the amazing grass snake Pokemon. Now, I love Snivy. It was, in fact, I believe my first pick of when I had the game, and so yeah, I've always loved Snivy ever since. I love snakes and lizards, as you know, and Snivy seemed to fit the description. Now for my long-awaited favorite Kalos starter, which is in fact Fennekin, the Fire Fox Pokemon, and I know it's a bit of a copy of Vulpix, but I happen to like Fennekin a lot more than Vulpix. I don't know, I just like Fennekin's basic figure. I really, really like it a lot. So, those are my favorite starters, and I invite you to write a list of your favorite starters, and please post them. And also, please subscribe. See you later, Pokemon fans.